Umo Eno, Barrister Morgan Ekanem, Victoria James. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umo Eno, Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Registered businesses will be evaluated and considered for grant in 2024. The power to create your success story is in your hands. Write that story now. I am ignited. Be ignited. We are ignited. Ibom Ignite. Igniting your passion. Ignite your passion. Live your dream. Explore your potential. Be part of the Ibom Ignite Conference 2023 with the theme Stretch. My story, my business. A platform to be inspired, showcase your entrepreneurship, network, and unlock more potentials on your way to success. It's happening live at Ibom Led Center, former E-Library, IBB Way, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and online at Ibom Ignite on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube from the 26th to the 27th of September 2023 at 8 a.m. daily. Speakers, Mrs. Mfon Ekong, Chairman of Conference, Mr. Babs Ogun, keynote speaker. Talk shows, Blessing Akban, Ekaito Umo Eno, Barrister Morgan Ekanem, Victoria James. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umo Eno, Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Registered businesses will be evaluated and considered for grant in 2024. The power to create your success story is in your hands. Write that story now. I am ignited. Be ignited. We are ignited. Ibom Ignite. Igniting your passion. Ignite your passion. Live your dream. Explore your potential. Be part of the Ibom Ignite Conference 2023 with the theme Stretch. My story, my business. A platform to be inspired, showcase your entrepreneurship, network, and unlock more potentials on your way to success. It's happening live at Ibom Led Center, former E-Library, IBB Way, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and online at Ibom Ignite on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube from the 26th to the 27th of September 2023 at 8 a.m. daily. Speakers, Mrs. Mfon Ekong, Chairman of Conference, Mr. Babs Ogun, keynote speaker. Talk shows, Blessing Akban, Ekaito Umo Eno, Barrister Morgan Ekanem, Victoria James. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umo Eno, Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Registered businesses will be evaluated and considered for grant in 2024. The power to create your success story is in your hands. Write that story now. I am ignited. Be ignited. We are ignited. Ibom Ignite. Igniting your passion. Ignite your passion. Live your dream. Explore your potential. Be part of the Ibom Ignite Conference 2023 with the theme Stretch. My story, my business. A platform to be inspired, showcase your entrepreneurship, network, and unlock more potentials on your way to success. It's happening live at Ibom Led Center, former E-Library, IBB Way, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and online at Ibom Ignite on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube from the 26th to the 27th of September 2023 at 8 a.m. daily. Speakers, Mrs. Mfon Ekong, Chairman of Conference, Mr. Babs Ogun, keynote speaker. Talk shows, Blessing Akban, Ekaito Umo Eno, Barrister Morgan Ekanem, Victoria James. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umo Eno, Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Registered businesses will be evaluated and considered for grant in 2024. The power to create your success story is in your hands. Write that story now. I am ignited. Be ignited. We are ignited. Ibom Ignite. Igniting your passion. Ignite your passion. Live your dream. Explore your potential. Be part of the Ibom Ignite Conference 2023 with the theme Stretch. My story, my business. a platform to be inspired, showcase your entrepreneurship, network, and unlock more potentials on your way to success. Is happening live at Ibom Lead Center, former E-Library, IBB Way, Uyo, Akwa, Ibom State, and online at Ibom Ignite on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube from the 26th to the 27th of September 2020. His Excellency, Pastor Umo Eno, Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Registered businesses will be evaluated and considered for grant in 2024. The power to create your success story is in your hands. Write that story now. I am ignited. Be ignited. We are ignited. Ibom Ignite. Igniting your passion. Ignite your passion, live your dream, explore your potential. The part of the Ibom Ignite Conference 20.
You need to shine. You need to unleash for others to see that light. Okay. So, change. What is change? Change is also known as revolution. Revolution is a sudden, extreme, or complete change in the way people live, work, or do things. Revolutions are magnanimous to and have a huge impact on society. Some could be bad, some could be influential, some could be good. But there must be a revolution, the culture, political, economics. Very important, having great or lasting importance to the world, effect. Now, before I go further, Inyene Agro, this is a company that started with just 14,000 naira. I lived in Lagos. I'm a business consultant. All my life, I was born and bred in Lagos. And all of a sudden, I had this nudge. Someone called me. Should I call it a nudge? God has a way of getting your attention because he knows you. Now, I had a friend of mine called me. I said, Blessing, do you have cassava chips? We have an order from China. And the cassava chips is like 30 tons every week supply. And I'm like, cassava. I'm from Akwa Ibom. My uncle grows cassava. We have a large part of cassava farm. And even growing up, when we visit my grandmother, we are always coming in and seeing her going to the farm. Likewise, every other person. How many of us here know that you go to farm, we cultivate cassava a lot in Akwa Ibom, right? Now, there's someone calls you and says they want cassava chips, 30 tons in China. And you know the 30 tons monetary equivalent was $30 million. My brother, will you not get up to supply? Cassava that you know, someone is calling you that they want 30 tons of it. And a ton, and those particular order is $30 million. I didn't need any soothsayer to tell me, what are you doing in Lagos? This is the next line, no? Even if I wasn't a farmer, but I knew money follows value. If you don't go with anything, go with that word, money follows value. So I immediately called my uncle that I know has a large expanse of farm, and I said, Uncle, do you have cassava chips? And he was like, what is that? I said, well, you're a cassava farmer. He said, yes. I said, how come you don't know cassava chips? He said, we don't know. I asked, what do you do with your cassava? Please, what do you do with cassava here? Gari abi, fufu, eritaiwa, asaiwa. I like this crowd. We know what we do with cassava. We eat it. But he doesn't know what cassava chips is. Who knows what cassava chips is? Who knows? Imagine something that will give you $30 million and you have no idea of what cassava chips is. A very simple process. Let me give it up to my dad. My dad is the one sitting down there. He's an engineer. And he cost me he fabricates all the agricultural equipment. So I came into his business as a project coordinator to help him coordinate most of the things, market it. So I knew a lot about agricultural equipment. So when someone asked me cassava chips, to me it wasn't rocket science. I was like, very simple process. You harvest your cassava, you peel it, you dice it as if you're frying yam chips also. And then you dry it, you bag it. That is cassava chips. A very simple process, and someone wants 30 tons, and is going to give me 30 million naira every week. My brother, wait till you for do. Exactly. So when my uncle said he doesn't know what cassava chips is, I said, you know what? I am coming to Akwa Ibom. I didn't care to know what was going on. I just knew I had to be in Akwa Ibom. I didn't know that was the clarion call of agriculture finding me, because I was interested as a young person. We are looking for money, legit money. And I came down to Akwa Ibom, and I started making some findings. And I realized that, okay, yes, we have cassava in abundance, but it's not even enough. I realized even my grandmother could not even afford the cassava she processes if it's in the market. So that means we had a lot of farmers, yet they were not having money. They were looking poor. They were looking wretched. And I believe charity begins from home. If it's happening to me, it's happening to any other person. And I'm a solution provider. So when I saw the opportunity, I said, no, I will not go and look for cassava chips. That is not even enough, because we all have land in fragmented corners. You can't have it in large expanse like that. And this led me to research. Before I came, I went to IITA, International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, in Ibadan, their headquarters, because knowledge is important. So I went to IITA telling them I want to start a farm. They said, okay, where? I said, Akwa Ibom. Okay, what do you want? I said, I want cassava stems that I can plant that will multiply very fast and I will make money. And they said, you can't buy stems here. If you start buying stems from Ibadan and transporting it to Akwa Ibom, you've already started failing in your business. So go back to Akwa Ibom and find out the type of cuttings they have. That there's a particular species in this Akwa Ibom that they developed that favors Akwa Ibom soil more. And like, really? So I had to come back to Akwa Ibom and start asking my grandmother, please, which species is this? I started taking pictures, because the man said, take pictures of the cassavas you find, send it to me. That was my journey to research. You see, so the situation report and causes, in Nigeria, we have 2 out of 3 children don't know where their next meal will come from. The unemployment rate, 4 out of 5 graduates are still looking for jobs. Am I lying? Am I lying? And then we are looking for food. Now, there is no access to processing facility, over 80 million. Research, because I was interested in the money. God will definitely show you the end, but you need to start from somewhere to achieve the end. When he told Abraham, come out from your father's house, I'm going to make you father of many nations. And Abraham could not relate. So God asked him, can you count the sand? When he couldn't count, that was God coming down to our level to give us an insight of what he's talking about. So when Abraham could count the sand, that's when he realized that that is where I'm taking you to. That's the end. That's how God operates, to get your interest. So the interest God got from me was the money. There's money in this industry. And I had to start from somewhere. Now, my own was the money. Did I have the liquid cash to start? No. So when I came, I met my grandmother. I said, how do I start? She said, there's a communal land. And the communal land is 1,000 naira a plot. And I'm like, you can't find that in Lagos. I live in VGC. You can't find it. Land, 1,000 naira. I said, is it on a lease? He said, yes. How many years lease? 2 years lease. That's how much? That's 500 naira per annum. And people are out here looking for jobs. In fact, I have a friend that is an agriculturist. Till date, that guy is still looking for a job. He graduated 10 years ago. I studied business administration, and I'm in the agri sector, and I'm making impact. But he's still looking for a job. So 1,000 naira, I knew there was going to be access to land. So it was unbelievable. I gave her 14,000 naira that was in my pocket. That was my initial capital. So when you hear I started a business with 14,000 naira, that is how I started a business with 14,000 naira. By giving the first investment in my pocket, which was 14,000. I said, Mama, get me 14 plots. let me see how I can learn the rope. Because before you start anything, start small. And then you grow into it. And I was a novice in that industry. So I told her, I want to learn your trade. Take 14,000 naira and I'll be coming. A lot of my friends back in VGC, Lagos, were telling me, these guys, see if you are mad. In these days, they will say, maybe I'm on colors, right? How can you leave a well-groomed area, VGC, enlightened, civilized, my car? I drive a CRV. I left everything. I've worked with Lagos State Cooperative. I've worked with Nigerian Army. I've done business model strategies for them, but I left everything, plus my car, that I'm coming to have a farm in Akwa Ibom. My friend said I must be on colos. But I saw the colos in the $30 million, right? Yeah, I saw the colos in the 30 million. So I came down and I gave my grandma 14,000 naira and she got me that plot of land. So what I was doing, because it's cassava and I gathered knowledge, I knew I could be coming alternate season where it's required. The clearing season, I'll come and learn how they clear. The planting season, I'll come and learn how they plant. The weeding season, I ensured I was dedicated in that process. Because even IITA became my technical partner. If IITA is coming to Akwa Ibom today, they always call me. Last time they called me that they're sending someone from Germany to come do research in Akwa Ibom because I am here. So I got the backing of people that had 100 years of experience in the industry, that were the ones producing cassava. Knowledge is always important. You can never substitute the place of knowledge. So I sought knowledge and I found it. And I was able to do a lot of research and I realized that farmers are losing over 9 billion annually because of post-harvest loss. Food we are not seeing in Akwa Ibom. Gari is expensive, yet our farmers are losing money. The reason being no processing facility close to the farmers. My first harvest, I remember the night we harvested, we were looking for a processing unit. We took it to a particular processing unit. The machine broke down. I had to carry cassava on this my head. That I'm looking for someone's house that will process that cassava that day. At 11 p.m., the moon was my light inside the remote village. My father was telling me, how will you survive living Lekki, living VGC, to live in the village? No light, no electricity, nothing. In fact, some nights you use your torchlight, your phone, to see. And then you are hearing there is snake. And you know me, I don't like snake. When I hear there is snake, that means I'm on vigil that day. I am not sleeping. And I'll follow them to farm. All these were the processes I needed to take to study the research, the industry, to know what I'm doing. I even got my first accolade by cutlass cutting my teeth in the farm. My workers were harvesting. I went down to pick. The cutlass was coming up and it slashed I just heard a very loud sound on my face. Everybody heard it and paused. I had to cover my, like thinking, did I just half my face? At that spot, you know that striking pain that comes from your brain? It was giving me factory reset. I was asking myself, why am I here? Why will I leave my comfort zone, come out to a place where cutlass will half my face? Everybody was begging me, madam, please, let's just see. And when I opened, I let them see. I was looking into their eyes to see the reaction. Is it that bad? But when they checked, it was just a crack on my teeth. How God saved me. So you can imagine the sacrifice. That would have been the day I would have packed my bag and said, you know what, I give up. I would have packed my bag that day. In fact, that day, BOI called me. Blessing, we've gotten your application, but are you sure you're not a portfolio farmer? You know when you've just cracked your teeth and someone is telling you, are you sure you're not a portfolio farmer? Oh, the response I was trying to give to him, words could not quantify it. I had to send him pictures of my cracked teeth and my swollen lips that day. The man was like, what? Because of that, he left Calabar to Uyo just to come and see me. They're like, I've never heard this type of thing, and you're still here. I said, I'm here. We die here. That 30 billion, we must have it. So, a lot of research, and I realized that passion is one thing, but turning your passion to purpose is the right channel to go. I was passionate. When I came in, I wanted the money. But when I came, I saw that the faces of the people, the farmers in the rural communities, were so wretched. They're doing so much, yet they were not having the right impact. I could see the opportunities. If I could carry cassava on my head at 11 p.m. in the night, looking for where to process, I knew the major problem was to set up a processing facility close to the farmers in the rural community. And research showed me that 80 million of Nigerians are farmers living in rural communities. So imagine having modular processing factories close to those farmers, relieving them of stress of looking for where to farm, and also losing 40% of their harvest, which monetarily equivalent of $9 billion annually, and boosting food security. I think that's a well thought through process of turning passion to purpose. So that led me to coming up with Umo Agro Factory, a modular processing facility concept, which is not too expensive. Now, if you're setting up a mega factory, you'll be looking at billions of naira going up to set up a standard modular a processing facility. But as a strategist, I sat down, I calculated it. I said, what does it cost me to set up a modular processing factory? By the time I did my mathematics, it was less than 10 million naira. And I'm like, okay, don't let the figures scare you. If you need to start something, do the calculation, then break it down into units. And then you can have daily contributions towards your goal. You must start with what you have and grow into it. Start local, aim global. So my family were telling me, what are you doing? You want to build a processing mill? I said, yes. Okay, they thought I would just get a pillar, one pole here, one pole there, and I put a roof. I said, no, the one I want is the one that will have NAFDAC approved center where I can produce, have NAFDAC number, because we are talking about safe food for everybody. And I can export that product. My people were like, this girl, your grammar is too much. You know, starting something and then there's nothing. Like the earth was without form and void, right? And the Spirit of God was hovering, telling somebody the earth will come out, we'll have heaven and earth. They are looking at you like, is this one normal? They couldn't see, because seeing is believing. So I kept telling them my dream, telling them what I'm going to do. For a period of 1 year, nothing happened. All I knew was to go to the farm, come back with them, and tell them we are going to grow. We are going to do this. You are going to see a processing mill. You are going to... They were like, I had 5 farmers when I started that stuck with me with that vision. And they were like, okay, let's see where this thing is going. We've never heard someone come in and talk this big about this, all these things. So those 5 farmers, never write off anyone. You would think it's the young people that will partner with you. But God used the available for me to get to where I am. They were old women. At a point, I was asking myself, what will these people do? They don't even have the capacity. But those 5 women followed me through, built Umo Agro, and we are over 600 today. Please, my next slide. Next slide, please. Our technical people. Should we pray and fast? Should we pray and fast? Please, we should shout ignite so that the technical people will be ignited. 1, 2, 3. Ignite. 1, 2, 3. Ignite. 1, 2, 3. Ignite. Please, technical, you've received the auction of ignition. Kindly ignite yourself. So, Umo Agro, imagine starting from that 14,000, and I started planning towards building. I knew that for you to go into the agric industry, you can't do subsistence farming, you know? Because for you to break through, it cannot be subsistence, it has to be commercial. And I needed land. So the next thing I did was to write a letter. I submitted it to Akwa Ibom State government. I didn't know anybody. I just knew this is what I wanted. I needed large expanse of land because I've done my strategy already. And I wrote a letter to them that, government, there's a young lady here that would like to partner with you people to commercialize agriculture in Akwa Ibom State. And I'd like to have a word on public-private partnership with you guys. And I submitted the letter and I left. 1 month later, I got a call from that office telling me to come in for presentation. And I'm like, is it that letter I submitted? I'm not even ready. I don't even know what I'm going to say. God, what am I going to say? I told the guy, please, I've heard you. When am I supposed to come? He said, next week, Wednesday. I was in Lagos. I said, that next week, Wednesday, I'm very busy. I wasn't busy. I told him, that next week, Wednesday, I'm very busy. Can we make it 1 month's time on the 21st of June? I was so specific. Can we make it on the 21st of June? The man was like, 21st of June will be on a Wednesday. We usually have our meetings on Tuesday. I said, that's the only time I'm free. And the man was like, okay, we can adjust, we can tweak it and wait for you 21st of June, and then you come in for your presentation. I said, that's beautiful. The moment he dropped, I just got a call from another person that, hey, bless you, you've been selected by Chevron Agbami as one of the 21 farmers that will be trained in the agri-business. I said, See providence, destiny. Me that I didn't even know what I'm going to tell Akwa Ibom State government on this thing. Now I'm getting trained on this matter. So I immediately went for the 2 weeks training. And guess what? That 2 weeks training ended on the 20th of June. So, and they gave me the t-shirts for me to wear. So as a graduate, now I'm coming out freshly baked, equipped. I remember during our practical session, because they did the theory in the class 1 week, the 1 week in the farm. There was a day it was raining. The bus would park us somewhere, and we have to trek down the valley down to where the farm was. And it was raining, this mudslide. I told my colleagues, I am not coming. Is it until it rains? Can't we wait after it stops raining? We now take this endurance trek. Must I suffer? I'm not the ancient farmer. I'm the modern. I was complaining. My colleagues said, Blessing, if you do not come with us, we are not going. They all protested that I must follow them. If I don't follow them, they are not going. I said, which kind of wahala be this? Is it by force? I was ready to give up. They said they are not going except I follow them. So I waited on top of the hill for them. I said, you guys are wasting your time for good 1 hour. Those guys sat down on the floor with me. Said, Blessing, if you are not going, we are not leaving you behind. That means we all will fail this particular training. I said, if not for me, now for your sake, I will follow. So I followed them. We slid all the way down through that muddy road into the farm. When we got there, they started clapping for us. They said, finally, you are here. Unknown to me that was, God needed me to be there to learn that trade, that planting, because they taught me how to plant. They taught me how to process. I told them, why do I need to plant? I can always employ somebody. I said, no, if you are going to be in this agric industry, you must also know your trade. So that when your workers don't show up, you show up for your business. Because you are the one that has the vision. So if you are in any business and you don't know the in and out of that business, sorry is your case. Because you can be manipulated. They can leave you hanging. They can frustrate you. So that lesson, I needed to be there. So I followed through. And when I was done, I took picture. Endurance trek, successful. So on the 21st, I found myself in Akwa Ibom. I got in the night of 20th, and I walked all the way till my meeting time with them was 10 o'clock. I walked all the way till 10 in the morning. I just took my bath, dressed up. I was about dressing corporate, but the Spirit of God said to me, don't dress corporate. Wear that your Agbami t-shirt that you just graduated from. And I wore the Agbami t-shirt. I didn't know why, but I followed the leading. So by the time I got into Akwa Ibom State government office, and the first thing the man said to me, are you blessing? I said, yes. He said, so where are your entourage? I said, excuse me, I don't understand. Which entourage? They said, no, when people are coming to make presentations for the government, they come with all their paparazzis. So the whole place will carry you sure you get? Big, big faces. Then they are seeing one young lady come in on t-shirt, sneakers, and my normal knapsack that I carry. That's my training. If you see me in my knapsack, you know that, don't worry, that girl is always like that. So the man said, are you coming? I said, well, it is I, me, and myself plus God that is here. So when am I supposed to come in for the presentation? The man said, okay, you can come in. Just have a seat. When we are done, we'll call you. So I had a seat. A man was sitting next to me at the reception. The man was reading his newspaper, and then he carried his face up, like, what's on your t-shirts? Chevron Agbami, all these Chevron people. What are you guys? I said, oh, I'm a farmer. And we just finished our training. We just did, please go back. I'm still looking at my slide. No, this is not where we are. Please go back. All I'm saying, I'm going to reference it back to that particular times of uncertainty. Now, this man looked at me and said, why are you here? And I immediately told him, sir, I'm coming for a presentation to Akwa Ibom State Government to partner with me on public-private partnership, on scaling up agriculture in commercial quantity. And I was like, okay, can I see your slide? I said, oh, please, gladly. I showed him my slides. The man went through a total stranger, I don't even know him. You know, some people say they steal people's idea in this Akwa Ibom, right? You carry your idea, you show people that they steal it. My dear, you cannot walk alone. Sometimes you need people to even try to steal your idea so that you have more ideas. And create an industry where there will be enough validation. Let them steal it and run. God that gave you the idea will keep giving you the idea. So I showed him the plan, and he was like, okay, bless you, I need you to take out this part. And that part was where the money was. He said, take out the monetary part. I said, why? He said, if you talk to Akwa Ibom State and tell them you want money, they won't give you. In fact, they will bury your proposal completely. I said, but is it not supposed to be a public-private partnership? They said, take it out if you want them to invite you for the next meeting. I said, okay. And I asked, he now said, what will I tell them about the finance? This is something, the partnership was over 360 million naira. That was what I wrote based on my research, what I wanted. 360 million naira worth of partnership in cash with land. So the man said, I asked him, if they ask me, where will I get the funding? He said, tell them your partner will handle it. I said, okay, so who is my partner? You know, I had no idea I had a partner until that day. I said, so who is going to be my partner? I said, don't worry, just go for your meeting. So when they called me for the meeting, I walked in. I looked at the faces of the people seated. I never see that kind of big face before. You know, people that are well-fed. People that are well-fed. You know, their skin was glossy. They are all seated and well-educated. And they are seeing a young girl walking with her sneakers and her T-shirt and her knapsack into the boardroom meeting. So when I sat down, I initially felt my knees shaking under the chair. At a point, I had to tell myself, I said, Blessing, you've got this. These guys are sitting there. They don't even know anything. You are here to tell them what you know. So I started motivating myself. I am the real deal. I was prepping myself up. So when I looked behind, that same man that sat with me at the reception, he walked in. I said, Oga, he said, when they said, what are you doing? He said, oh, I am a partner. The man walked in and sat down. I smiled. He said, bless you, don't worry, I'm just here to give you moral support. And I sat down, he sat down next to me. So when the media guys introduced me that I should come in and do my presentation, I came upstairs. I went to the slide, and I started. I asked them, how many of you ate Iwa today? How many of you ate Gary today? Are you aware that you've been eating $30 million every single day into your tummy? He's talking about attention-grabbing statements. And they were like, what is she talking about? And I started my presentation. By the time I was done, the chairman of that corporation said, people have been coming in here to present. But this is the first time that they never told them that they were coming to be schooled. That I need to give them certificate of attendance in my class. Because I broke it down to them based on the research and the training I got, which were facts. And I showed them data. Data speaks. So the man said, how can we help you? How can we work with you? I just said, I need land, though. I need land. For us to commercialize this thing, we need land. He said, okay, how much size of land do you need? I said, we need 5,000 acres of land. He screamed. You see, when you mention some things and the big people scream, know that you are on the right track. Yes. You mention it and they fidget. You see, you need to dream so big that God will help you chew it. You bite so big that God will help you chew it. Because times of uncertainty, I don't even have teeth to chew big dreams. It is God that would manifest it. So when I mentioned 5,000 acres, and that is the equivalent of 2,000 hectares, and you know 1 hectare is a football field. And they asked me, why do you need 5,000 acres? And where are you going to get such land in Akwa Ibom? I said, sir, I know the land is fragmented in Akwa Ibom. That is why we are going to make it a communal project, whereby we are going to have that land in every local government. We have 31 local governments. All the local governments will provide land. We'll share it amongst, and they'll be the ones to be working. They will be the one employed to work on that land. And they're like, the man was like, okay, but what happens to government compensation? Because that's the fight between communal land and government. Once they see government presence, it's money. You will see when government wants to create a road, people that had, maybe their father died 1900, they will rush to that site and start building a grave. So that when they knock it off, they pay them. They knock it off. So government is like, I beg. Anything communal issue, we are tired. I said, don't worry. It's because you've been approaching them the wrong way. Are they not the same people looking for jobs? He said, yes. Are they not the same people looking for development? He said, yes. So we'll develop the place together, because you don't give them a stake in the business. That is why they will keep frustrating your efforts. And government were like, okay, that's the first. How is this your model going to work? I said, watch me and see, it's going to work. Times of uncertainty. Uncertainty is a state of doubt about the future, about what is the right thing to do. That time I wasn't certain, but I knew I had a plan. And I knew I had God that would help me activate that plan. So they said, no problem, we are going to partner with you. Immediately, the chairman set up a committee to work with me on developing that project further. And the committee was like, it has never happened in this sector that someone will come in and make a presentation, and immediately the chairman endorses that presentation, that yes, this is something we should do, that you must be an exceptional lady. In my mind, I was like, of course. Didn't you see my profile? A sought after, a solution provider, gold running through my veins. I breathe value anywhere I go to. If I go to a place, I must not leave you the same. I'm a change maker. That is who I am. So you need to identify who you are. Because that your identity, when they ask you, who are you? If you are not able to tell them who you are, nobody will tell you that is who you are. Do you get it? That's self-confidence. The next slide, please. Going by Nigeria inflation, you can see that inflation is quite high right now. So the cost of living is high. So times of uncertainty, we've done that. Now, what causes this food loss? Is it from the harvesting process, the storage process, the processing process, packaging process, marketing, or consumption? There is always loss across this value chain. Now, what I'm showing you is the fact that I've done a lot of research. These are 6 years of research work, and it's been proven. IIT has been my technical partner. A lot of people have partnered with me, so I'm not just speaking on my own. So, so these are the factors that causes it. Next slide, because they've told me my time is running. They want to chase me away. And we have the 5th industrial revolution. We are in the 5th. Imagine 5th. 5th is all about maximizing human technological strength. That's where we are today. So what are we doing in ENA Agro? Yes, we are in the agric industry, but yet we've seen a lot of issues going on. So we've adopted technology into it, making it easier, working with the rural farmers. From 5 farmers, we engage the community. Now we are having 600 farmers. We've already built our first modular processing factory that is NAFDAC approved. And our gari, I asked myself, how are we going to differentiate ourselves from the gari of the open market? So our gari has 4% moisture content. You cannot find it anywhere. It lasts 2 years. 2 years shelf life. You know, when you buy gari, the gari is always unwanyanya, like some of us will know. In case you don't know unwanyanya, someone will interpret it for you. So, is that next slide, please? That's the feature of our gari. 2 years shelf life and 4% moisture. It is very flaky. One of our customers in Lagos called it gari wey go Harvard. So why did she say gari? She's a Yoruba lady. People will think Ijebu gari. Ijebu gari is a place. Anything good can still come from Akwa Ibom. Our own is ENA Agro cassava flakes. It's very flaky. And for Yoruba person to call it gari wey go Harvard. If you've noticed, there's an advert that went viral about gari It is our gari that caused that ripple effect. It is our gari, because you can't take our gari and remain the same. Okay, so positive effects of revolution: it creates jobs for workers, it contributes to the wealth of the nation, it fosters technological process and invention, it greatly increases the production of goods and raise standards of living, provided the hope of improvement in people's lives. We are already doing that. Our farmers are already seeing the benefits. Now, you can't find your purpose except by revelation. No revolution without revelation. No transformation without information. Next slide. So in Agro, our solution is to connect, create modular processing facility, and distribute. So we are already connecting farmers. Now our maiden product, this is the popular Gariwe Go Harvard. Yeah. It has NAFDAC number, and we've actually sent, it's going to Canada, and I'm still here. Market validation. You can see the monetary equivalent of cassava globally, the demand of cassava is over, look at it, export demand $2.6 billion only on cassava, that gari that you drink, while the domestic demand is $427 million monetary equivalent. Can you please go back? Now, when you look at the deficit, we have over 500,000 metric tons in demand for cassava flour. For gari, we have over 2.1 million metric tons of demand. Please, Nigeria has 774 local governments. If we decide to set up modular factory, a modular factory has 1 ton capacity facility when we started, but have grown the human capacity of that modular factory into producing 3 tons in 2 weeks, meaning in a month we can produce 6 tons. Are you getting it? So it's all about the human development. That is the strategy we've been using. And a lot of processing facilities are shutting down because they don't have, based on inflation, the cost of fuel, the cost of production, all those things happening. But our own modular factory, the maximum fuel we use, maximum, is 5 liters. 5 liters of fuel will produce 1 ton of gari. So we've actually put a lot of technology in our modular factory. And we are rurally adaptable because there's no electricity in the rural community. So our factory can actually operate with or without electricity. And the equipment are gender sensitive. Next slide, please. So our sustainable model is to identify community with significant numbers of farmers, minimum of 500. That's why in our community we have over 600. The next step is to set up NAFDAC approved, set up NAFDAC approved modular processing factory. The third one is to activate financial inclusion. We opened accounts to the rural farmers. Over 30 of them, we have, like I said, over 600. A lot of them now have account number where their children outside us can send them money, and we also pay them. The next step is the processing of harvested farm into high quality cassava. And the fourth step is ENA Agro selling it to end users, our market value chain. Next slide, please. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing your thinking. That's Albert Einstein. Next slide. Mental power. You are what you think. So if you say you can, you can. If you say you cannot, that's still you. So information, in, and then formation. That means there's something you're absorbing. Information is defined as the set of data received externally into the brain to give meaning by the context and also known as knowledge. So knowledge is important. Mindset. Your mindset is a factor of everything, your subconscious, everything you've been absorbing and how you interpret it. Some can have fixed mindset. If you say you can't, it's not possible. If you say you can, that means you have a growth mindset. Your attitude is also important. Attitude can be defined as the tendency to respond positively or negatively to certain ideas. Someone once told me that it's not possible I should take ENA Agro outside my village, that the witches will finish me. And I told the woman, are you a Christian? She said, yes. I said, then you have a responsibility to go to your church and be praying for me so that the witch will not finish me. And it's even good that I'm doing it in my village, so the witch is closer to me. When he witch me too much, I go to your door, I knock, can you release me? Because I'm going nowhere. I am here and we must succeed together. Then action. Your attitude, information, mindset, attitude informs your action. Next slide, please. the comfort zone model. I was in VGC, in my comfort zone, feeling safe, in control. Then I moved to Akwa Ibom. That was my fear zone. I didn't know what was going on. Then I started learning. Learning gave me an opportunity to acquire new skill, extend myself, stretch myself beyond what I thought I had. You never know your own strength. Then the growth process. Today, we started with 5 farmers. Now we have 600 farmers. We have a modular factory. Currently, we are also working with Nasarawa State to set up ENA Agro in Nasarawa. I am currently the South-South Deputy Hub Lead of United Nations on Scale-Up Nutrition. You see, agriculture has opened so much door for us. Next slide, please. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The leader adjusts the sail. Are you a leader? Next slide. So thriving is all about prosper, be fortunate or successful. Also develop and grow and develop vigorously. Next slide. Next slide, please. This guy is standing by my shoulder. How to strive in times of uncertainty. Have a goal. Equip yourself with knowledge. Set SMART goals. SMART is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. One step at a time. Don't over-invest. Start with what you have. Don't be competing with other people. God already placed a resource in you. Do your personal auditing. Then you will know that you have something in your hand. When they asked the woman, what do you have? She said, I don't have anything. We are very quick to say we don't have anything. But you have knowledge. You have time. You have friends. Until when the prophet told her, asked her again, she said, I have only except a jar of oil. That jar of oil was what the prophet used. And told her, get barrels. Please, if that woman had a very bad character, her colleagues, the neighbors will not have borrowed that barrels. So your attitude is important. The next one, identify and involve your support team. You need to identify your team and preach to them. Let them know. Know who is holding your ladder. Otherwise, when you get to the sky, someone will just flip it on you. Then be willing to take calculated risks. I took calculated risks. Look at where Agric has gotten me 6 years now. Now my face is on the billboard. That shows there's power in consistency. Then find stability amongst the turbulence. Control your mind. There are on certain days where I've actually been depressed. I'll just sit down, be staring at the white wall like this and start crying. Who sent me? Yes, there were times like that. So people don't only tell you the success story. They don't tell you the other part. I have actually sat down and I'll be crying. Who sent me? But when I look at the faces of my farmers and I ask them to give me testimonies of the feedback they've gotten so far we started, their testimony motivates me and I know it's not about me. And I get back on track and start running. Now, the next way, be open-minded to learn valuable lessons in every crisis. Document those valuable lessons learned and monetize your knowledge because money follows value. If I didn't document it, I won't be telling you all this. And Akwa Ibom State government will not call me. I have done a lot of speaking engagement. People have paid me for it. Next slide. Until you see something that is not obvious, then you have not seen anything yet. I'm telling you, until you see something that is not obvious, you've not seen anything yet. Now, spirit of enterprise. The spirit of enterprise introduces an entrepreneur to the world, makes one restless. It's also the driving force of creative entrepreneurs. Now, every billionaire business solves problems daily for over 500,000 and above. Is that business? If you are starting a business and you're not solving a problem of 500,000 and above, you've not started. The first slide showed you that we have over 14-something million people that are hungry. Because that's a fantastic business. It has the potential of feeding people. Human being in Nigeria, we have over 200 million people, and we eat on a daily. So that business is in line with solving problems. The next one. Components of entrepreneur, the can-do spirit, the learning spirit, winning spirit, creative and innovative spirit. Next slide, please. So far, these are project impacts, boosting food security. When there was flood victim, we sent food to Bayelsa. It was for a time as this that we existed. So people contributed, we sent food to Bayelsa flood victims. It's not only Dangote that can do that. We are doing it. There's nothing stopping you from doing humanitarian work with what God has given to you. And we also send food to people, the orphanage, the less privileged, the physically challenged people. We also say we partner with NGOs that are doing the right work. It's all about food. Human rights begins with access to food. We've reduced 40% of post-harvest loss. We've reduced hunger index, increased farmers' revenue, and create sustainable jobs. Next slide, please. Now, Inyene Agro Modular Processing Facility, our key highlights and competitive advantage is low building budget compared to mega factories, required factory personnel, 10 staff. So imagine having Inyene Agro in every local government in Akwa Ibom. That means we can create jobs for 310 people directly. And then indirectly, you know, the farmers that are working with us. Then we have the minimum monthly production output capacity range from 0.8 tons to 1 ton. Fuel consumption requirement for 1 ton is maximum of 5 liters of fuel. Maintenance requirements of the processing machine, very minimal. All processing machines are female gender sensitive for easy usage. Inyene Agro Modular Factory model is rurally adaptable in design. And then lastly, creates access for farmers to add value of harvested produce, timely and reduce post-harvest loss, and also stops the rural-urban migration of our young people. Because our young people, we are losing them a lot. They are leaving the village in search of greener pastures. So our success, our growth model now, success in business has to do with the mindset of an entrepreneur. Inyene Agro is currently working to have our business listed on Nigeria Stock Exchange. No be crime to have us on Nigeria Stock Exchange. Then we are also, we have activated our plan to establish Inyene Agro in Nasarawa. I already said that. We are looking forward to having strategic partnership with the SSA on diaspora affairs to move our sought-after products outside. Talking about leveraging. I'm sure we have SSA on diaspora affairs. We have a lot of Akwa Ibom outside the state. Let us market and promote what we have. And then we believe for all hands to be on deck in achieving the Rising Together slogan of Akwa Ibom 36th anniversary in the spirit of inclusiveness, Amenyan. The Arise agenda on agricultural revolution that Akwa Ibom State government and all her staff, commissioners, PS, directors, SSA, SA, should come on board, join Inyene Agro Cooperative, because if you have a stake in Inyene Agro, you will want it to grow further. Now, if you say to yourself you can't, you are right. And if you say to yourself you can, you are also right. But for us at Inyene Agro, we believe we can fly our brand to the next level. Here's our YouTube channel. You can scan it and see us and follow us, like us, subscribe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. At the time where so many young men and women are running very fast, going nowhere, Blessing has actually given us that.
Blessing Akpan is an exceptional lady with a heart of gold and abundance of greatness flowing through her bloodstream. A naturally born innovator that takes delight in creating positive impact anywhere she finds herself. Where others see setback, she sees opportunity, a goal achiever and a self-motivator that's needed in today's world. She is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Inyene Agro Processing Factory Limited, Akwa Ibom State. As the MD and CEO of the establishment, Blessing spearheads an agro-processing company that adds value to farm produce through the use of stainless steel food processing line. Under her leadership, the unique process developed by the company enables them to deliver high-value products to end users at affordable rates, while simultaneously creating employment opportunities for the unemployed and underemployed population. Blessing Akpan holds a BSc in Business Administration from Lagos State University, Certificate in Business Analysis from London Academy Business School, Lagos, and Basic Certificate in Leadership from Daystar Leadership Academy, among others. Blessing Akpan is a recipient of many awards, including the Akwa Ibom State Government's Community Service Award on Food Security and Rural Development, as well as Tony Elumelu Foundation Grant recipient, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the MD and CEO of World of Marketing International Limited, Lagos, Blessing Akpan.
Is there what I can say, Shinyawa Blessing? And this is a lesson for us to learn, that you don't beg to be known. For the rest of us that will beg people to know you, you don't need to beg to be known. Strive to know. When you know, you'll be known. Give her another resounding round of applause. Thank you very much. We're actually going to take a few questions and reactions. I could see the faces of our delegates here actually have some questions. But before that, let me tell you that Blessing is not just speaking what we call in Anang language. I don't know how to call it in the BBO. She's not telling us tales of a moonlight. Of course, what she's talking about, I'm sure, the products are right here. So feel free outside when you walk out to the corridor, you're going to find the product. I can't continue without giving a shout out to one man that has also inspired me by inspiring Blessing. I think Blessing's father, is he here? Please, can you rise? Let's give him a thunderous round of applause. Thank you very much. At a point in time where our fathers want us to be medical doctors, want us to be lawyers, and want us to be engineers, Blessing's father is right by her side to encourage the daughter. That's to tell you, focus on what you do, because when you succeed, people will forget what you studied. Thank you very much, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. She talked about value, and that is to tell you that if you are seated here, you don't have money. It simply means you are not solving problem. Because today, Blessing tells us that money is a slave to value. What did I say? Money is a slave to value. Value is a slave to knowledge. And knowledge is a slave to learning. That is why every top earner you see today in the world is a top learner. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please, we take, is it two? Can we take two or one question from here because of time? We take, okay, let's take two from Ward 1. This is Ward 1, eh? Let's take two. Who wants to ask a question from here? Okay, please. Sister, please come forward. You can come and tell her the question you want to ask. Tell her your question so that you ask. Okay, two from here. Okay, at the back, tell the man in cap what you want to ask so that it will come up. So we take two from here. You're not asking, so tell her what you want to ask so that she could double it. Thank you. Unlike yesterday, to save time, you could actually write down the question so that once you come on stage, you do justice to them at once. Thank you. God bless you. Okay, please, who is ready for the question? Give to the... Okay, please, I'll come. While she's telling this one the question, you can ask yours. Please. 60 seconds. Look at the camera, please. For the people watching on outside, please. 60 seconds or less. Straight to the question. Your name and then your question.
Good day, all.
Good afternoon.
My name is Reverend Commander Anyeka Nabasi, coordinator of Mrukara Group, Akwa Ibom State. Thank you, my presenter. I've listened to the foreign rates of consumption as far as cassava is concerned and that of the local rate. My question is, what is Umo Agro company doing to reduce the high cost of cassava or gari in Akwa Ibom State, despite all the lot that is being done? And yet, gari is being sold about a cup for 101 naira.
1 naira and 1 cup. Bless it. In the year within the top, it is 1 naira or 1 cup or nothing. Okay.
And then secondly, we discovered that the other type of orange can thrive from January to December. But our local orange finishes within a short space of time. What is Umo Agro industry doing to preserve our local orange so that we can eat till December?
That is a business opportunity there, from gari to orange. Not be so? Yes, please. Please, just step forward. Look at the camera, please. Your name and your question.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Eno Daniel. I have two questions. And one of my dreams, I wrote down 5 years ago, has been to be an agriculturist, and mostly on palm fruits, palm oil. And then I made a step towards that 2 years ago, but I needed a genetically modified seed, which I tried getting from Ibadan as well. And then, because of my studies, I had to halt it a little. So I want to ask, based on the cassava species you talked about, if I get the seed from Ibadan, will it grow here as well, or I should search Akwa Ibom State and also get this bedsheet I'll be preparing for Akwa Ibom State.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
for the first one.
Okay.
Then the second one is, please, ma, is there any provision for those of us coming up into this system to get a lesson so that it can guide us to be successful in this field? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Inyene, without Agro Limited. Please, next question, ma. Come on, say tangi corner, ibibi oron tangi yakabino.
I am here for you.
Yes.
Good day, everybody.
Good day, ma.
My name is Precious Alfred from Okanafon local government. I want to speak. Because agriculture, my daughter Inyene, I want to ask a question. You know, our products normally waste because we don't know where to go with our products. Now, I want to ask a question. In Anang, a typical local government, what can we do for our product to be beneficial? As we are talking
Cassava
about
products.
Yes.
Thank
what
you.
can we do?
Thank you.
God
Next
bless
person, please. Thank you. Awu Kanafun, Sesson, Taiteti. Next person, please. Straight.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
This is a question to the guy that
Ask.
The guy asks, how can a palm planter get hybrid from the agency?
Okay, give me the question. I will ask your own. Thank you.
Okay, what I actually want to ask is that, because I have a concern. You know, we've been talking about agriculture year in, year out. And she made mention of Gary as well. And to my greatest surprise that these things have been going on in Akwa Ibom State and the impact has never been felt in a local market. What is the problem?
Good question. Thank you. Please get back to your seat. Thank you. The last person.
Good morning, everyone. I want to appreciate Madam Blessing for the presentation. My name is Isep Davis Sunday. I have two questions. Number one, from one of the listeners that gave me the question to ask. She said, how was Mrs. Blessing company able to make her name? Because we already knew Ijebu Gari. How were you able to break through into the industry in the face of competition?
Thank you.
And secondly, my question is, since yesterday, when the program started, we've been seeing a lot of slides. I want to ask the management to help us provide the slides so that there's a lot of information in that. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Please, let's give all of them a befitting round of applause as Blessing, please, comes on stage to actually attempt to do justice to all the questions. Please. All right, a quick one to the last question. There'll be a link provided to you for you to download all the slides and the materials that you may need. Once again, give it up. Put your hands together for Blessing back on stage. This time, she's going to take just 5 minutes or less. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, the first person asked, what is the Umo Agro Company doing to reduce the high cost of cassava in Akwa Ibom State? Gary in Akwa Ibom State. Okay, now, I'm doing my quarter. I'm doing my best. I need you to partner with me to scale it up. Okay? Because it's always easy for you to sit at home and point your finger. Why can't that person do it? Why come they cannot make it better? How come they cannot make it available? But it's a collective effort. I decided to arise to start creating that impact. And I need you. That's why we have the cooperative. If I tell you we've done so much research to the point we know that in Akwa Ibom State, our 1 hectare is giving us 8 tons of cassava. Meanwhile, that same 1 hectare in Ibadan is giving them 30 tons. Someone just said, wow. That's how far we've done our research. And what is the problem? Poor agronomy practice. The lands are fragmented. We don't even have mechanized tools to use. When I went to, we have a lot of work. That's why some people say, don't go to government, don't work with government. Government, you can't do it alone. It's a collective effort. Government has the power to bring in tractors, and we've been advocating for it. Now, we noticed the current governor made a statement in his 36th anniversary speech. He said he's employing all local governments to do what? Give 50 hectares of land for agriculture. And that will help us collectively create something that will impact, that you can feel the impact. Do you understand? So we need the government. That's why we see us. We are working with government. We are working with individuals. We are the middle people. We are doing a whole lot, even up to the federal. So there are policies that needs to be set. And thank God our governor is already on that right track. And now we are asking that he also implements the agriculture youth policy that will also engage the youth, encourage them to join the agri workforce. Because when there's a policy that gives youth access to facilities, loan facilities, I believe they will rush in, and we can do a lot together. I hope I answered your question. So that's why the high cost of cassava is still there, because we don't even have enough cassava. And when you see somebody coming out to tell you we are exporting cassava chips, that's why I could not export cassava chips. I know a lot of processors that I've met in this same Akwa Ibom, and lots of them are shutting down because there is no availability of cassava. And they come to me and tell me, how are you doing it? There's a processor in Ibesipo. We sit down, we negotiate, we talk about these things. It's not I don't see people as competitors. I see them as an opportunity for us to grow together and learn. But you need, that mindset reorientation needs to skyrocket into your own side, transition into you too. Because when the man was telling me his own issues, not one, not two, he had to go to Calabar to bring in cassava so that he can produce in his 5-ton capacity factory. But the road network from Calabar to Akwa Ibom was so bad, and cassava needs to get to the factory within 48 hours. Now, because he bought from Calabar, the road network, the vehicle broke down. It got to him in 5 days' time. The whole cassava was wasted. Now, that's someone buying externally, because you also have to say, let me try external. Now, what about the person inside? I have a friend again. This man mortgaged his house in Lagos so that he can get loan facility to start a cassava farm, an outgrower scheme, so that he'll be supplying to processors. As I'm talking to you, he actually got 61 hectares of farmland in Ikorobasi. But there was a communal clash. I called that man last month. I said, sir, because we also buy from partner farmers. You can't do it alone. I said, sir, we need cassava. Can you supply us in Lako? He said, Yene, I lost everything. I said, sir, what do you mean by you lost everything? I had to pause what I was doing to visit that man. Oga, what happened? He said, Yene, the staff I employed, one of the contract workers I employed, came to our farm because he's wearing our badge, our identity, and he kidnapped a lady in that community. Kidnapping a lady in the community, the lady died. The community rose up and chased him out of his 61 hectares of farm. That is his company that caused it. Now, can depression be worse than that? Do you know how much money he has mortgaged his property? Now, outside that, we still have another communal farm, whereby the community boundary issues. This is my land. You cannot farm on it. But you are not developing it. The other one is trying to cultivate. At least, can we come into agreement? They are already fighting and killing each other. So you see, when we come out and say, why are we not feeling the impact? The challenges we are facing in that industry is nothing to write home about. It's a collective effort. All hands must be on deck. Now, the next question says orange. Oga, we are not doing orange. I hope I can answer, because I can't be jack of all trades. I start with one, master that one, then move to the other one. Then the next one says, dream to become an agriculturist. How does she, if she gets a plant, okay, how can she get a palm fruit? Will it grow here in Akwa Ibom? Madam, we have research centers, and we have Malaysian breed of palm fruits. So I'm certain when you follow the right process, I had to go through the training. You cannot sit down and want information to get to you. You need to go out there and seek for your information and grow, so that when you seek your information, you can, from the right channel, you can do the right thing. I'm not one that will sugarcoat and tell you I know everything. I don't know everything. I am not Google. Then the next one says mentorship. Yes, in Agro, we have a mentorship class. We do mentor people. People enroll. And in fact, we are looking at even starting in Agro apprenticeship class where people can join us and we train. We want more youths. In fact, there are so many grants going on. Right now, my age limit has limited me from accessing other grants, international grants. They want people that are from 18 years to 30 years or even 35 years. They have over $250 million up for grab. I am the South-South Deputy Obli for Scale-Up Nutrition and Offshoot of United Nations. We see a lot of these opportunities. That is why I'm going down to Nasarawa to go and open Agro in Nasarawa, because a lot of donor specification is going to the north. Yes, the south is also craving this attention. Then the next one says access to market for cassava products. The woman from Anang, right? Yes. Cassava is because the market linkage on our website, where we said linking cassava farmers to market. Once you come out, if you are among any association, I'm certain that you can get across to people that there's cassava. That's the problem. So we are creating market linkage. You can go to our decks and sign up your name if you're a cassava farmer. And currently, we are even looking for more cassava processors to have a list for federal linkage. Okay? Thank you. And then the other one is also talk about the palm fruits. Please go and get your research done. Don't sit down and look for someone else to do research for you. It's your dream. Chase it. Now, why is the impact not felt in our local market? I think I have explained that already. Then the last one said, how did Agro make her brand name known? Intentionality is important. So when it comes to branding, we go all out. We want to make the best of noise. If you do not say your product is the best, nobody will tell you your product is the best. And you also ensure that your product is the best. It delivers the value it promises. And when someone tests our product, they refer their customers, they refer their friends, they refer so many people. So we just sit there, and the product is also advertising. And we are the greatest marketers of our products. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. The bottom line of the whole stuff is if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with people, collaborate. Once again, put your hands together. Clap this very beautiful Akwa Ibom. Thank you very much, Inyene Akpan. I think she's actually done justice to the topic. Talking about, we talk about thriving in times of uncertainty, embracing the change. Please, let's give it up again. Put your hands together for Inyene Akpan. I don't know, is it Inyene Akpan or Inyene Akpan? There's actually in Akwa Ibom, in a light channel, people say there's a difference between Akpan and Akpan, right? So people, is there any difference between Udo and Udo? I know that, Oh, your blessing, your own is blessing Akpan, not Akpan. Indian is the company name, blessing Akpan. Because where I come from, if you are not wealthy, they call you Udo or Akpan, but maybe you get man in the bank, they call you Udo. But if you're a bank manager, they call you Mr. Udo. But she's so proud to say that she's singing it. All right, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're proud to be on Akwa Ibom, put your hands together for yourself. If you know you're ignited, please put your hands together for yourself. Are you ignited? Okay, let's do it like this. I am ignited. Then the second time you say, we are ignited. Are you ignited? Are you ignited? If you're ignited, give it up as I bring on stage to tell us that we are Akwa Ibom, to color all of us with orange. Mr. Feelings for 5 minutes performance. Put your hands together for these intercontinental talents from Akwa Ibom. Feeling as he comes on stage to thrill us for just 5 minutes. Put your hands together. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Sure. I hear. Are you ignited? Yeah, it feels good to be in my town, in my city. Most respect to my boss, my immediate boss, the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, Sir Charles Udo. To come all the way from Lagos to my city, no easy, man. Still in the spirit of celebration, Akwa Ibom at 36. Are you ready? But when I go dance, so this one I color me, so you got to dance. Don't get too serious. Let's move our body. Let's go.
As you nod your head to the
Say.
Akwa Ibom, don't take over.
Are you ready?
DJ PJ.
Give on Bella.
My name na feeling.
Say.
Akwa Ibom na my mama land. I hear. Everything where they hear you find. See, I found soup where they for here different from the rest. For education to read na a guide be the first. Now one of sabi say orange is sweet, yeah. Epan kupo where they hear is sweet, yo.
Say.
Akwa Ibom State, na my home, na my pride. I go love you till I die.
Let me hear you. I see you, I hear you. Say. Sing it loud. Say.
Orange is my color. There's greatness in the nature. Follow me.
Follow the guy, don't keep one. Yafundi talk, why go make up in a messidos? Mbubeli, Kalito, Yirambubel. Solo to tell what Wahala. We don't spend the dollar, so say, as we they sing, be proud of your state. Say. Have you ever wonder why people say? Have you ever wonder why? Have you ever wonder why football they play for you and fire my brother color me orange? Listen to this say, if you spell it A-K-W-A-I-B-O-M-O, boy in Akwa Ibom State to be this year, brother, that color me orange. Boy, I'm not so cold, flip, I see you, let them know. Color me, orange is my color. Yes, greatness in the nature. Follow me. I can't hear you. Say. Follow me. Hey, follow me. Orange is my color. Yes, greatness in the nature. Follow me. So you can taxi. Say. If you like my style, if you love my Ibom State, make you dance, make you rock, make you wind your waist. In our style, follow me, Ice King #1. Music na my bullion band. America, the end is story. I give you all the glory. But we don't equal my own. So Wahala. When I know they dance. Say. Akwa Ibom. Say. They do like you know. Wahala. See them. Akwa Ibom when it comes to loving, women, food and culture, Akwa Ibom they on top. Yo, say, you the brothers now we be the VIP. Akwa Ibom people we get the ability. From zero to hero, our identity. Hey, say, boy, I call up and go. Orange is my color. Yes, let's say. I don't see you. Say. Orange is my color. Yes, let's see. Anytime I look my left and right, I make me want to say. How you blessed us like this, yeah? Akwa Ibom, Daddy at your way salute you. Say my God, He bless us, He bless. Our future is bright, yeah, bright. Our Father is grateful, oh. Papa, are you ready? Yeah. Say, yes, say. Now you them say. If you say this orange is sour, say you be window. Say orange the positivity. Wahala. Say
hear am. Akwa Ibom for the world. Take it over.
I love you.
Legendary.
Make some
DJ
noise.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why you can be here and you cannot be proud to tell yourself you're an Akwa Ibomite, and feelings will come all the way from Cameroon to Akwa Ibom to tell us that he's proud to be an indigenous of Akwa Ibom through the mother who is from here. Put your hands, give it up again, once again, for feelings, for that very excellence before. Miaobog no feelings, get am your fun. Miaobog no, you give me a befitting round of applause. Thank you very much. Are you ignited? Are you ignited? All right, don't forget I said earlier this event that today is going to give you back to back. And of course, I'm sure we're actually doing justice to what we said earlier. One down. We still have 4 lectures left. And for the rest of us that have been having these feelings, how do I improve on my business? I have failed before. How do I stand up to do it again? This is about the time we are going to bring a very noble gentleman on space to tell us how to rise from where you had fallen to and still see how to make it up again. Talking about the next talk show on the topic, harnessing the power of resilience, bouncing back stronger than ever. I'll please request that the team should please do justice. Look, try to fix your eyes on the screen closer to you as we present to you the next facilitator.
Usen Udo is a business and human resource strategy thought leader with over 32 work experience. He currently supports the implementation of niche business solutions, partnering with leading-edge business consulting firms addressing clients' needs across Africa. He is a partner at Value Bridge Consulting, an advisory services firm specializing in strategy, organization development, human resource consulting, process management, and learning. He is also a principal YF Talent Partners, supporting organizations with fit-for-purpose leadership and culture transformation initiatives, talent management, and outsourcing services. He is the founder and CEO of Zimedi Business Services Limited, a business process optimization firm supporting businesses all over Africa in their quest for sustainable growth. At Dangote Industries Limited, he served for 8 years. 6 years as Group Chief Human Resources Officer, Dangote Industries Limited, leading a team of human resource leaders, providing direction for talent management, organization design, learning, and development. He is a member of the Board of Directors Hello Pay Nigeria, a two-sided digital payment ecosystem that leverages the power of its network to deliver exceptional value to consumers and businesses. Usen holds a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Civil Engineering from University of Ilorin, Nigeria. He holds a Master's degree in Business Administration from Leicester School of Management, UK. He received further training at the prestigious Harvard Business School. He is a fellow of both the Nigerian Institute of Management and Nigerian Institute of Training and Development. Usen is a well-rounded, multi-talented C-level executive, an avid community builder, a people developer, a father, a husband, a teacher, and a mentor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our very respectable speaker, Mr. Usen Udo.
Thank you very much. I think the very first facilitator to be a complete Akwa Ibom name on stage. Thank you. So you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning. That wasn't sounding like you're excited. Good morning. Awesome, awesome. I'm going to borrow a phrase that I heard yesterday morning from the MD CEO of House of Bora. Tomorrow is very pregnant. What it would bet depends on you. But of no doubt, tomorrow is pregnant. But before I go on, I can see several of you here. Let me just test something. I can't see those of you on the gallery because the light is right in my face. And I think some participants are also on this side. I thought this was the area where the bourgeois were living, the big men. Because I notice people don't typically come here. This is you've been upgraded. So this is Ikoyi. This side, there are plenty. You can't be lucky. This is Munshi. And I identify, this is where I identify with. But if you're seated here, everybody put your hands down. If you're seated here and you have a LinkedIn profile that has been updated in the last 1 week, raise your hand. Did you hear my question? If you are seated here and you have a LinkedIn profile that has been updated in the last 5 days, that's 7 days, or last 1 week, raise your hand. And you say you want to be entrepreneurs. You want to run businesses. You want to be operating in the knowledge economy. Less than 10% of you raised your hand. Are you aware that on LinkedIn, you have certified courses totally free of charge online from your phone? You don't have to travel. You don't need a visa. And only 10% of you is taking advantage. And you've turned up at Ignite. Now, you know why I don't do these presentations often? Because my presentations are not for show. I come to tell you facts. I give you data. I'm not coming to take you through any science or any deep thing. I just want to touch one simple aspect. And that's what I've been mandated to do. I've got just 30 minutes or 40 minutes thereabout. I'm going to show a video also. I want to do it at a very personal level because that's the only way it would make sense to you. So don't expect any technicalities coming out of here. But if you do choose to do what I'm asking you to do, you will get value. But science already shows that learning, training doesn't give you skills. What did I say? Training doesn't give you skills. You know what training does? It exposes you to a body of knowledge. It expects you to take the knowledge from there and go research and build skills. If I just come here and I speak, you won't get skills because I spoke to you. I would cause you to be curious. What you do with that curiosity thereafter is up to you. Are we clear? So with that, let's start. I have been introduced. My job today, come, media people, I have only 30 minutes, so I don't have time to say next slide. So when I say move, you just move immediately, please. No drama. You know, I'm not as patient as Blessing. So can we move on to the next slide, please? I'm going to be speaking about the power of resilience, the concept called resilience. And it is important we nail this down. Because one of the things you're going to find as you start your journey to becoming, to getting ignited, to actually creating value and becoming an entrepreneur is that you will not survive without resilience. If there's one thing you are absolutely sure of, is that you will have trouble. Every time you go to God and pray to God to give you patience, you know what He does? He doesn't infuse you with patience. He gives you trouble so that you can be patient in it. And then you are going to ask God to give you growth. What do you think He's going to do? He's going to cause you pain so you can go through and then grow. So if you are asking and saying that you want to build something, God is going to cause you to become uncomfortable in the small space you are in. That discomfort is what causes dissonance that makes you grow. You know, before I start my slide, let me explain something to you. When my brother here, and I'm going to do a special section for my brother. Many of you probably know that my relationship with the current commissioner for culture is very personal. We've known each other from NYSC days. And some of you may not realize that, you see that not so young man seated there. Back in 1990, we were playing for Lagos State football. He's a defender, I'm a striker. I play from 7 and I also play from 9. We would go to train for Lagos Academicals and we will share one ball of akara because that is all we could afford. Now, you know how boys behave. I don't know how ladies behave. When we take that ball of akara, we bring compass and ruler out so nobody cheats anybody. And then we cut the akara like this. And then we soak the gari. I'm keeping an eye on the gari. He's keeping an eye on it so nobody dips so that the gari swells. And you use your small ball of akara. And this is a true story. Seated there. And we'll share that one ball of akara and eat. And that's what we'll go to National Stadium and train all day till evening. That was in 1990. Fast forward how many years from 1990 to now? This man has worked in at least 4 different banks in Nigeria where he has been the brand ambassador, the face of the bank, and he's seated there. I was born in Shita, for those who understand Lagos. I was born in Shita. I'm a Shita boy. Shortly after I was born, the war broke out. And I don't know who advised most of the Easterners that were in the West that, look, when war breaks out, Yoruba people will kill you now. They will kill you, they will kill you. So a lot of them mistakenly started going home, which was an error because that's where a lot of people died. There are not too many records of Easterners who remained in Lagos that were killed by Westerners. There are not too many records. So I was shipped after I was born in Benidorm. So that's why they call me Usen Ekong. They had to rename me. That's why I'm called Usen Ekong. My full name is Usen Ekong. In all of that difficulty, growing up through the war and returning back, who would have thought that this child who you didn't even expect to survive would become a captain of industries in one day? That's why I'm trying to tell you that tomorrow is very pregnant. You can only see where you are today and you can see the challenges you face. And it seems so daunting and you are like, it's not possible. It can't happen. Tomorrow is pregnant. We only see what you're seeing today. But what is going to turn your story tomorrow to a big story, we are going to go through. Now, what are the agenda I'll cover? Next slide, guys. I'm going to do some appreciation. Let me first of all start by appreciating the organizing committee for a great job. Thank you so much. I have to especially appreciate the governor, whose vision it is that this should play out, and we'll be doing this for 5 years. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, if you do get to watch this. We'll define what resilience is. We'll talk about adversity, how it builds strength, and I'll tell you a short story. There are so many, but time wouldn't permit me, so I'm going to just tell you 1 or 2. Then I'll take you through the character of success, simplify it for you. Remember, training doesn't give you skills. I'm going to cause you to be curious. You can snap the slides, they're going to make it available to you. Go research these things yourself, because these are the things that would endure once you're gone. Then I'm going to try to bring this home and put all of what we've discussed to business. What are the specific attributes of successful entrepreneurs? And why is it relevant to this subject? I'll try and tie that in one slide. Then I would like you to watch a video, okay? And that video is specifically for Charles Udo, but I think you're going to get a lesson out of it. I don't want to tell you too much about the video, so I don't spoil it. Then we'll have a quick call to action and then question and answers. Next slide. Okay, next slide. Can someone show me the staircase? I want to ask that guy a small question. Okay, next slide. I'm not moving too fast. I'm deliberate about it because I want to manage my time. I also want to respect my time. Blessing said something when she was up here, and she said a lot. But one of the things she said that caught my attention is that if you have passion without purpose, you'll be frustrated. How many people heard her say that? You heard that, right? You need to understand the concept of ikigai. Ikigai is an ancient Japanese concept that truly successful men have studied. It's an entire book, actually. There's a book on it. But I've summarized it for you in this slide. If you have a phone, you can snap it. You're going to get the slide. The important thing I want you to find is that yes, you must have passion, which is the point Blessing was saying. Passion is the junction of where you do the things you love and you are good at it. When you do something where you are the junction of where the thing you love and you being good at it, that junction is passion. That one you will do it freely without even being paid. But if you are in that junction alone, it won't take long before you get frustrated. You need to find that space where you are doing something that you love and the world needs it. When you're in that space, you make money. You will make money. But the best space to be is in the center. That is purpose. So before you set out saying you want to be an entrepreneur, Blessing has talked about being an agriculturist. A lot of you will say, I'm an entrepreneur back in there. I get with 30 something million. I get with $30 million. I better calculate. I put on table then. Now my fan can pay you 30 something million. For two per state. If that is your vision, you saw the money. What she didn't tell you is the pain. She only told you the value. If that is what is driving you, you will be frustrated. Go and learn this. I'm not going to unpack it more. Like I said, I have 30 minutes. Mine is just to stimulate your curiosity. This slide is... Okay, move on to the next slide. Now, let's get into the meat of it. What is resilience? Which is what they asked me to speak about. Somebody do this resilience they keep talking about. Should be resilience. How do you define resilience? Can you help me call out some of the words you can see there that are synonym to resilience? Adversity, yes. What else? Okay, what else? Bounce back. I like that. What else? Perseverance. Unexpected disappointment. Yes, what else? Flexibility. Improving. Now, let me show you a very simple definition so that in my pandemic, Ibom resilience that I come back around and simplify it. It's okay. Resilience simply means the capacity to withstand or recover from a difficult situation. And I'm telling you now that you will, by definition, have many difficult situations. But those difficult situations are not sent to destroy you. They are sent because you prayed to grow. And so you're being given the opportunity to grow. But they would always come disguised. When you are in any difficult situation, anyone at all, there's a valley that you normally follow. Next slide. This is a valley that works for every single difficult situation. Whether you are fighting a divorce, or you're fighting a collapsed business, or you lost a loved one, any difficult situation, you go through this exact same curve. If you are creating a new business, you know normally when you look at people who have created businesses, if you listen to Blessing talk, if you listen to the Kuda guy yesterday speak, the impression you have in your head, in theory, is that you start the business, Abi, and the business begins to grow with time, and you work hard, and you grow gradually, and then you break through. Fake. Absolute fake. It doesn't work like that. The first thing is that when you start a business, it never grows. It always seems as if it's about to die. It's fluttering. It's like a child that you've given birth to. How many people know that when these new babies, the mothers constantly go to check, is this breathing? But they never say it because, you know, they have faith. They are faith people. You are not supposed to let people know that you're afraid. But every single young mother will go and check. It's too quiet. And I know it took me, I move. That's what you do with businesses too. But then, gradually with time, it will grow. And then, always, even in marriages, this is exactly the circle you go through. After the grand big wedding that everybody celebrates and they throw that confetti on you and you walk out, immediately you walk out, you turn and look. Da. Are you sure I couldn't have done better? I'm in trouble. But of course, you are smiling. Everybody's smiling. Because you know there's a job ahead of you. Especially if you said till death do us part. Immediately after you step out, whether it is a business, it is a child, it's your wedding, you are going to notice about, will you move back? Move to the slide. I haven't told you to move yet. Are you in a hurry? Once you move into that curve, the next thing is that your first disappointment of many would happen. Now, this is where the test happens. When you get into that valley of disappointment, what do you do? It is how you react in there that determines whether you are going to grow or the story ends. Now, all I would tell you is that everybody goes through that valley of disappointment. Everybody. But some come out of it stronger. But many die a silent death there. And you never hear about the dream. It's never talked about again. So if there's a lesson there for you, once you step out of this place and you begin to start your own journey, I want you to realize that everybody seated here, everybody you saw standing up here, every big man you see that wears big clothes and their face is big and shining, they have a story. Sometimes the story isn't as glamorous as the man looks. Don't be fooled by the look. If you really want to know and learn the lesson, go under their mentorship and ask them to tell you their stories. Then you will learn not to be in a hurry. Because the truth of the matter is, success is hard work, and sometimes it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. Now, since you're in a hurry to press the button now, let's move. Next slide. What does adversity do? Why is adversity important?